All right, we are live here for our Glow-a-thon. That's right, we are raising money for Glow Mission. And we are in China Grove at the Holy Grind. This is where you can come out here. You can get some coffee and support a good cause, because all the profits today are going to Glow Mission. So come on by the Holy Grind in China Grove. Get coffee. Buy coffee for your neighborhood. Just go ahead and get a bunch of cups, take them around to your neighbors and go, hey man, I just thought about you and got you a cup of coffee or a pastry or some cake or whatever they got going on here. And all the proceeds going to Glow Mission. So we're so excited to be here in China Grove and talk about what's happening in Ukraine, talk about what's happening in Glow Mission. And just want to give special thanks for this hour. John Sears, the owner of Press Pro, is our sponsor. So all the money that's given during this time will be matched thanks to our special sponsor, Press Pro, and John Sears, and also an anonymous businessman who's also helped this hour. So wanted to thank them. And during this segment, what we want to talk about is Ukraine's broken economy. And it's kind of cool to see how it's changed. When we first started, you can kind of tell how broken it is because of the power of the Ukrainian hryvnia to the American dollar. When we go over there with our American dollars, they're worth so much. There was a time when we went over and it was like 30 to 1. And now I think the last time we were there was more like around 25 or so to 1. So the American dollar goes a long way there, but it's because there's a broken economy there. And so I think you're starting to see change. There's a whole anti-corruption movement that started by Zelensky and this new administration. So we're hoping that takes root. They're kicking out all the old oligarchs that have been there, all the old millionaires, and replacing them with working class people. And so hopefully we'll see this culture of corruption shift and the economy start to pick up. We've already seen that through some of the businesses that we've seen open there. So it's kind of given us some hope. As this one business we went to that was like a combination of a Lowe's and IKEA, and it was like this awesome big store, very highly organized, all the latest stuff there. And I was like, man, this is impressive that they have kind of a one shop for everything kind of place. You know, it was really cool. So it was kind of cool to see a business like that start in Ukraine. And so you're seeing the economy. I think the economy is starting to get better, but you're still dealing with 70 years of communism, which has really hurt innovation. It's hurt business there, and it's hurt the economy. But I believe they're rolling out of it, but they're not out of the woods yet. And so they're still having to deal with the hryvnia that's struggling. You've got war there, which is causing more problems with the economy. So when these orphans get out and they're faced with that and the fact that they're going to trade schools, technical college, and universities, and a lot of these trade schools especially are not teaching them anything. We run into a lot of occasions where the trade schools are basically just babysitting them. It's almost like another part of an orphanage, and it's rough. I mean, these trade schools are some of the worst living conditions I've seen. It would be places that would be condemned here, and you know, you've got 50 guys using one bathroom, 50 girls using one bathroom. You've got, they're all using one burner to cook on. It's like crazy. I don't know how in the world they do it. And so you've got that kind of thing going on there. And then you've got, you know, just the, kids getting out being wild. And so you're seeing the orphan crisis repeat itself as girls will get pregnant. And then all of a sudden they're going to have another kid who's going to be an orphan. So, because of how broken things are and these kids being put into the orphanage, because these kids, how are they going to take care of them? They're orphans themselves, and they don't have the skills or the money to be able to do this. And so you're seeing this repeat itself over and over again. So what we've partnered with is there's a ministry over there run by Bruce Crow. I can't remember the name of the ministry, I wish I could. But what he's doing is started an incubation for businesses with a lot of these kids, especially the orphans, orphan grads, when they get out, to be able to kind of tap their minds for ideas for businesses that they could start in order to bring life into this economy. And so it's exciting to see this kind of thing happen. Dar's probably going to talk more about that because she actually taught a couple classes to some of the grads, and so it's really cool what's happening. There's a lot of neat stuff happening. Amongst all the bad news, there's always a lot of great news because God's doing some special things there. And there's not, when we know the Lord, it doesn't matter what the country is, it doesn't matter how bad things are, there's always good news when it comes to the Lord. So it doesn't matter what the economy's like, man, God supersedes that. So when we know Him, He can help us. And we've also seen how there's businesses being started that are hiring orphans. And because when you get out and you're an orphan, it makes it really hard to find a job. You're not trusted. It's a stigma. It's a stereotype in their society to not trust orphans, to be leery of them, to not hire them. And so we're seeing companies run by Christian believers that have decided, no, we're going to hire them. We're going to train them. And so that's been pretty unique to see also. So again, we want to highlight John Sears. Thank you so much for sponsoring this time. So thankful to the Holy Grind for having us here so we can share about Glow and what's happening in Ukraine and the harvest that's coming, the light that's there, and how good God is and what He's doing in these people. So so I think now is there anything else I'm missing, Jim? Help me out here.
A special thanks to the other businessman.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned that earlier, but there was an anonymous businessman also that gave money during this time to match anything that comes in. So this is a great time to give. So go to glowmission.org and you can give there. That's what we want to see. We're here to raise money for our year, and this is a great time to do it. So please go there, give, like us there, like our page. That helps a lot. Comment, we love that, and share with your friends, get them involved with what we're doing. The more people to hear about this, the better. And listen, if you're not involved with orphans and widows and you're a believer, then you really need to take a look at the scriptures, because we always talk about this in James 1:27. It's a mandate from the Lord to take care of widows and orphans in their time of need and keep oneself uncorrupted by the world. So if you're not doing that with us, find a ministry to get involved with that's doing that. But we are reaching orphans and in Ukraine. And so if you would like to get involved with the ministry, please do that. Go back and watch some of our segments here. You can hear all the testimonies of what's happening with that money, what's happening in the lives of orphans, these orphan grads. And we're just so thankful for this time, so thankful for you. And now I believe we are going to head off to Ukraine because of the magic of the internet and technology. We're heading to my wife who's in Ukraine. I love you, Dara. See you soon.
It's at 1:08 a.m. and we are ready to go. We're still glowing. We're glowing over here. Got a fire in the fireplace here in Ukraine. It's pretty cold over here. Hey, but we got coffee too. It's not the Holy Grind, but we got coffee. And right now I'm going to keep talking about what Andrew was talking about, and that is the economic possibilities of Ukraine. We haven't talked much about the war, and we've talked more about the communism and what that's done to this economy and culture, but we do sense hope. We sense hope rising, but it's really interesting as an American coming here, one who's always been raised with positive affirmation of you can do anything. And you can, anything you want to do, the world's a possibility. And we kind of have that American mentality. But here, as I mentioned in one earlier segment, kids do not grow up with that. They don't grow up with hearing, you can do it, even that simple statement. This past week, I started off the week for the first 3 days with a team, actually from several different countries, but it was a team that's all about stimulating the economy and young people and bringing just hope to the marketplace. And my friend Bruce Crow, who was introduced to me by another friend, has been in Ukraine for 11 years, runs kind of several ministries, a cafe that he employs orphan grads and kids from trade schools in, and pizza place, and has all kinds of classes going on. It's really cool. And then he also runs a ministry called Mir Ministries and does work in Eastern Europe. But he helped us start a crowdfunding platform here in Ukraine, kind of like a Kickstart type of thing that will fund projects. And I'm really excited for you to check this out. And our sponsorship actually for this hour is going towards that crowdfunding platform. Glow is going to be a sponsor of that crowdfunding platform because this is going to help fund our kids' business ideas. And what we did is we did a couple-day seminar here in the city that I love, Slavansk, and rented out a really cool space, a co-working space that's new. We're seeing some new things that are really impressing me here. That feels like it's stirring up that culture. But in this, he asked me to speak on creative leadership, and he spoke on business and giving them business tools. And for a couple days, we instructed young people from the university, and some of our grads as well came, and we got to talk about business and ideas, how to brainstorm, collaborate, and develop a business plan. One thing I talked about with them is how problems are really opportunities, and so many products that we know, of course, come out of problems. There's a problem, and so it's really an opportunity to develop something for change. We talked about changing patterns and breaking patterns and creating new ones, and just all kind of led them in exercises with creativity, brainstorming, and it was really good. It was a really, you felt a lot of energy during this time, and had a great turnout. And so what you're going to see is you are going to see an interview with between me and Bruce Crow and Alexa, who runs Razum Go. And Razum Go, she will tell you about what that is. That's the crowdfunding funding platform. And then you're going to see some footage. We have another clip of footage from our night, our master classes that we did. So pray for Ukraine and pray for just a cultivation of the economy and a cultivation of ideas, that God would give ideas. You know, the soil in Ukraine is so fertile, and we believe that there's we're just praying for fertile soil also in their hearts and minds, and that great ideas we planted and grow and blossom in this country. There's great leadership here. And personally, I believe that God has picked these orphans to be the ones he wants to pick to be the greatest leaders in this country. So he loves to pick the ones that are least likely to do who the world would not think would do great things, and pick them and give them great assignments. So we're here to pour into these kids, and we believe one of these kids is going to be used to change the world. More on that later. But for now, check out Razum Go. And I encourage you to go to the website, look at it, and consider sewing into a project that a young Ukrainian is wanting to do, a business project. So check out this video and the website razumgo.com. Hey friends, I am in Ukraine, and I'm so excited for you to meet my friend Bruce Crow from Mir Ministries and Alexa from Razum Go. And they are going to tell you, these are friends I met a year and a half ago. And Bruce runs a ministry, a coffee house, a cafe that he uses for outreach and in his community. And also there's something new that they're doing, a crowdfunding platform. I want them to tell you about that.
Yeah, so hey America, it's great to be part of your online day of giving. So yeah, we met Dar and Andrew a little over a year ago. And so what's interesting is our focus has been next generation in Ukraine. And one of the things we love about Glow is the concept of loving others well. And one of the ways we can love others well is to invest into their present skill set and help them build a better future. And so when I met Alexa, her heart, her passion is to do that, is to provide a platform for them to take their ideas and broadcast them. You know, we can use the internet, we can use technology to share and partner together with other ministries to give these the next generation opportunities. And so, Alexa, why don't you tell us a little bit?
Razom Go, it means like together go. Razom, it's Ukrainian word, together. It's something that tell us that we can be unity and do something together. So this name is perfect for this platform for Slavic world, because even in Belarusian it's word Razom. It's interesting. So we start this platform because in our country we have some critical situation in economic, and a lot of youth go away from Ukraine, and a lot of my friends go away in Europe, America, and we lost a really brilliant mind, but we can have it in Ukraine, and if we help and give them maybe a little help to start, they will stay here, and their creative heart start to do something for their land. And why I have a fire about it, because a lot of Christians go away from this country, and we need more youth to raise this land. And if we will give them hope, and not only hope, but maybe not so much, but little money, they can start something great.
Mm-hmm. And so crowdfunding, I know in America you've got like GoFundMe and these different platforms, but it's officially registered. It's going to serve both business opportunities that maybe young people have, but also charitable projects, and so we're trying to just provide a platform for them to also help Ukrainians fundraise for themselves, because there's money here. There's not a really big middle class. There's a lot of very wealthy and then a lot of very poor, and so one of the things that we're trying to do is kind of put a tool in there to help build that middle class, to help really generate and encourage that generous spirit, you know, within the church, outside of the church, that Ukraine's not just there with their hands out, but they can together fundraise. And so one of the reasons this is like cool to meet Dar and with Glow is that working with orphan grads, those coming out, you know, they're already at a disadvantage. They already don't have the things that, you know, a child raised, encouraged within a healthy home. And so we're trying to help do workshops, provide tools, provide creative ideas, and then the platform itself to get their ideas out there. And so hopefully you in America, if you see any projects, maybe even projects from some of the orphan grads, they may have an idea to sew and create something, or to write a book, you know, whatever it is. This is just a simple mechanism that we pray God would connect the West to, as well as those inside Ukraine. So thanks for your support. Please pray for us as we Razom Go.
Yeah.
And there's a website. Can you tell them about the website to go to? It's up and running right now.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Yes, Razom.
RazomGo.
.com.
RAZOM
Yeah.
Go.com.
And we have 3 languages on our platform, so you can choose English, or if you're from Ukraine and you want to support, you can choose it in Ukrainian language, and find a project that your heart just opened, and to give, to support.
Yeah. Please do check out that website and just look at the projects. It's the beginning. How many projects are on there right now?
Now it's 3 projects.
3 projects, and some
we
that
just start.
That's awesome. So Glow is very happy to partner with Razom Go, and we can't wait to see what happens as these lives are ignited and destinies are launched. So thank you so much This was a God connection. So grateful for it. And God bless you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks. See ya.